And we're live.
Summit.
So, hello.
You want to tell us what you did in the technical difficulties and why we're starting like almost 2 hours late?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful, wonderful podcast. We are late because my laptop sucks and Jared did nothing to help, so that's why we're late.
You didn't ask for help.
I did. It doesn't matter, Jared. Why were you calling me? I was trying to get things done, and you were calling me.
You were just gone. You didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna go fix this."
So, boys, we are here. We are now. Oh God, I want to get us. I want to get us
It
start
sounds
off,
like he's
man.
ready
I
to
just.
end the
I want to get us starting off, man. This is horrible. I wanna start strong and talk about what happened yesterday. Does anyone wanna say?
2020
What
has
happened
taken
yesterday?
another life, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you mean? What
Oh,
happened
yeah.
yesterday?
I forgot.
So,
Fucking idiot.
our beloved Black Panther Chadwick Boseman has died because of colon cancer, and that was a huge news. Like no one knew he had cancer, and to be fair,
Actually,
no
no.
one. What?
Actually, yes, we did.
We did? I didn't.
He's been fighting that cancer for the last 4 years
But I've never heard anything about it though.
because he did not want nobody to worry about it. It's been something that he's been dealing with,
Exactly.
him and
So
his
the
family.
public basically didn't know, right? Or did? Uh, I
Not
don't know.
really, no. Well, it wasn't a secret, to be honest.
Well,
It's just that's not something you think you hear about. Like, you didn't consider it because think about it. The movie Black Panther didn't come out to like 2018.
yeah, because he was in Civil War, then he was in Black Panther, and you saw him and like you see this buff guy, and you wouldn't expect this guy to be sick, right? So
Exactly.
that's why it just came as such a surprise. And this guy had such a great career. It made me horribly sad when I saw the news yesterday. But I guess that's been happening, man. 2020 has been a real ass of a year this year, especially for Jared, right, Jared?
What? What did I do? How has it been after
Didn't
me?
graduate properly.
Jared, Jared, Jared
Yeah,
had a shitty graduation.
I didn't go
He
to graduation.
see there you go. He didn't even get it. There you go. What else? Jared was planning on starting his life. You know, this
Yeah,
young soul has just become an
poss-
adult this year, and he was starting. You know, he wanted to start his life, and look what happened, Jared. You want to talk to us about your
possible.
plans?
Oh, possible college, getting a job, doing adult shit, and now I'm just here playing video games with you fucks.
Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? Right, Jay?
Yeah, they're like, yeah,
No.
you ain't getting a job just yet.
Oh God. Well,
Got to stay with mom and dad a little longer.
Uh,
Jared.
Can you imagine planning everything? Like, you're gonna get out, get your place, have all these parties, and, eat junk food because you can, work, complain about work.
Well,
Just
for some people that's what's going on now. Like they don't care. There's people that I know that go to pool parties and they hang out with friends and they go doing whatever they want. So like it doesn't really matter. The life just continues on for them and like I've been stuck at home for since April and I haven't been able to do anything. It sucks. And then you see people like that and you just want to flip off the whole world, you know?
oh, hey, I don't blame you. I just got done getting from my stepmom's birthday party where you got 40s pushing 50-year-olds want to drink like freaking college students. with Jello shots and
Jello shots.
and,
And shake it will.
getting like it's weird when you're getting shots from your stepmom. Like here you go, and you're like, I gotta drive in a, when this is over.
Yeah.
Like if I knew I was going to be drinking, I would have called an Uber and prepared for this.
God, the old people are also. I don't know, man. It's just everyone's at a different mindset, and it's fucking confusing. And then you also see what's going on in the U.S. I don't know if it's gone around. I talked to Jared, and it hasn't happened to him because he has a fucking small town. But you see all these riots and like this kid that apparently killed people in cold-blooded murder. But then you see that he was defending himself, and like there's all these debates going on, and oh my god, dude, I don't know, man.
I'm sorry, but there's no excuse for a kid to be able to run up to black people with a gun. Not just any old gun. I'm talking about an AR-15.
No, I see your point. I don't like the use of guns anyway, like for civilians, but they have the what they have. It's law that they're allowed to protect private businesses or something like that. And so this kid goes to. He's 17. I don't get why they give him a gun, but whatever. But this kid goes to protect like a family member or a family friend's business or something like that. I read, and you see the start of the video where he's being chased by a couple dudes who have like their face covered up, and they like, even a guy has a gun, and they go up to this kid and they like push him down, and then the kid fires. First of all, sure, yeah, this kid shouldn't have had a gun, but like why are you doing that? Why are you starting up something when you know this kid has a gun and is potentially dangerous, Oh, great. What's that? What was that? That was awesome. Thank you. As soon as the stream starts, all of you are quiet. What is wrong with you? Like,
hey, I'm actually giving feedback.
No, yeah, Token, you're helping me out here. But Jay, Jared, and then this guy that joins with his music on high decide to like not say anything. And last night we talked about a whole bunch of stuff, and then the past 3 nights we've been talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and now they're just like completely quiet.
Jay's eating.
I don't think Jay's eating anymore. Are you?
I am eating.
Oh well, excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I got a phone call I had to handle.
Well, fucking fantastic for you.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, God. Well, it's been a shitty year. And then after I got off from, online with you guys yesterday, I went to sleep, right? And I got sleep paralysis. So something happened, and I wasn't as scared as before.
Wait! Don't tell me your demon was sitting there and showing you how to walk.
Charles.
Look, man. Thankfully, I didn't. When it started happening, I'm like, oh, it's this again. So I kept my eyes closed while this whatever it was decided to start shaking me in bed. So I was like completely still. Then I hear something coming from the right of my bed, and the right over there is like my bathroom, right? So I hear something coming towards me, and I'm like, oh no, it's this again. So I close my eyes, and then I feel a pressure on my chest, and it starts shaking me up and down, and I think it's saying something friend. So it's calling me its friend, but it's shaking me up and down. and I have my eyes completely closed because I don't, the brain can conjure up a bunch of crap when it wants to, right? And I just finished
Yeah.
playing No Man's Sky, so I did not want to see what my brain decided to conjure up that was shaking me up and down. And then my mouth started trembling, and I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get control of my mouth again because I was completely frozen. And then I yelled out, stop, and I opened my eyes while I said it, and then it stopped. So that was pretty fun. I looked around, and I'm like, okay, and then I went back to sleep. So that was awesome.
Like fun.
Have you guys ever
Sounds like
had
you got
a
out of that
demon
genjutsu.
in the nighttime?
I hear shit in the nighttime.
What does
I swear
that
to
mean?
God, I heard someone. I'm like, I swear to God, I heard someone talking like in my house in the nighttime. And I'm just like, huh. Well, if anyone going to die, it's going to be my mother. She's going to die first because she sleeps in the living room.
Well,
So like, ah.
and then who'd die next, Jared? Would you be the last one to die?
Depends on where they go.
Jesus Christ, man.
If they go to the right, they have 2 doors. They have 3 doors, but one of them's a bathroom, that's why that doesn't count. But they have 3 doors, or 2 doors. My sister or me.
All right.
If they pick my door, then fuck. If they pick my sister, then I get a little more time. I guess.
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
I'm not. Wait, I'm not like I'm going to run.
Well, fuck, man. Jay, what about your new doggy?
She has not left my side the whole time.
She's right there as we speak.
Yeah, she's right behind me. Every now and then I'll look behind me and then she'll think I'm ready to like pet her or something, but I don't.
Why are you cruel?
I'm not cruel. I don't have time to pet her 24/7.
Well, I mean, she obviously wants some love, and she seems pretty old. How old is she?
7.
7? Where'd you get a 7-year-old dog from?
It was my aunt's, but they couldn't keep her anymore, so we have her.
Oh, what a nice little pupper.
That dog will protect you for the rest of your life.
Well, the rest of
She's
her
really
life.
friendly.
Yeah, she's friendly to, the family, but let's see somebody try to break into your bedroom. I guarantee that's when she's gonna rise up like a young dog, like, hey, you picked the wrong house.
I feel like out of
the wrong house, fool.
out of both of your dogs, Lou would be the one to protect you most. Am I right or am I right?
I feel like you're right because she's incredibly friendly. When she came over, Louis started barking and she started hiding. Even though she's like twice the size of Lou.
Your little dog who like smells of diarrhea sometimes scares this giant black dog or brown. I don't know what color.
Black.
This black dog.
I sent you a photo.
Well, photos can be different.
You can tell in the photo.
It's called little dog syndrome.
Excuse me. But like, my God, man, you're how old is Lou?
He's 8.
He's 8. He's so little, though. And he's caused so many problems, dude. Didn't he like throw up on your floor?
No, he threw up on me.
All right, explain that. That's more interesting. What happened?
I was in a hammock and I had him on my lap when I was swinging the hammock, and he got a little nauseous and threw up on me.
That was very smart of you, Jay.
Yep, it was a great idea.
Well, I've never had a dog, so I'm glad all of you get to have this experience. I'm betting all of you had at least one pet. Am I right, Jared? Jared, you have a dog and you never talk about it.
Loki. Or Bella.
I don't know.
I have
You
His
have
2
two
tails?
dogs. I have 2 dogs, yes.
Why don't you ever talk about your dogs? Like, do you like take them out
Because-
on walks or something?
Now and then.
Wow, very interesting, Jared. Thank you for continuing
I
the
mean,
conversation.
fucking. So, could they hate each other?
Why?
We had Bella first. I don't fuck. Cause Bella owns a house. She been here longer, but she don't like fucking Loki. But Loki is like twice her size, so she can't do anything. But when she's in fucking heat, she'll let him fuck her. So
What?
that's why we had to get Loki's nuts cut off.
Oh, but do they still do the dirty?
They try to, but we stop it.
They try to. All right.
That's why. That's
If
when
you
we
got rid
know
of the nuts,
Bella.
that thing just let him be. He'll find out he can't go anywhere with it.
That's why. That's when we know Bella's in heat is when she acts nice to Loki, and not like chop at his throat. When she turned her back to him and Loki starts to size himself up, I'm like, what the fuck you doing?
That sounds like being in a relationship on your throat majority of the time, but when they want something, hey, how you doing?
I never had a dog, but I had to take care of a couple dogs that my uncle adopted, and like he went away, so they stayed at this house and someone had to take care of them and take them out. So one of them was a cocker spaniel with only one testicle, and then
Fine.
the other one was a boxer that had cancer.
Why do you only have one testicle?
I don't know, man. I don't know why dogs.
He's like, I don't question why.
Yeah, well, I don't ask anyone. Like, you just see when he lifts his leg, there's just like one ball sack there. Am I supposed to ask him what happened?
I would be curious.
No, man. The little cocker spaniel was a dumbass, and the big boxer was disgusting. So they made a wonderful team. The boxer was always trying to have sex with the cocker spaniel, even though the boxer was a girl, and the cocker spaniel was the guy. So I don't know what happened there. And then when the cocker spaniel tried, to have his turn, he would only get up to the leg because she was taller than him, and he'd just give up halfway and go and fuck his pillow instead. So that was, and I was always there to watch it, and I always had to just scream at them because it's completely gross. And then when I took them out for walks, the cocker spaniel has big ears, so he would accidentally pee on it sometimes, and so he'd always smell like piss. And then the boxer, I've told you guys, the boxer, when she squats down to take a crap, she would start spinning in circles, and the crap would launch everywhere, and I'd have to look for it. So that was fun. I don't know if... No, that was fun. One of the bags even had a hole in them one time, and I didn't notice. And I went in for the kill, to pick up the stuff. And it wasn't... It wasn't my proudest moment, but yeah, it happened. You guys just gonna stay quiet? Jesus Christ!
I'm sorry, I was a little disgusted by
I'm sorry.
what I just heard.
Well, I mean, what's
sorry.
going on in your lives, man? Like, you guys are just... I hear you guys are all, like, living okay, but, like, hell is all around you at all times in the States, so...
Oh, well, here, let me tell you what's going on since, who cares about Jared anyway, right? Of course, I'm over here in Texas, and we're hearing about 2 hurricanes coming over in this direction. One, of course, supposed to be going to Louisiana, one towards Texas. We're sitting here prepping and panicking and figuring out, how strong is it going to be? Yeah, well, when it finally, our news team finally told us, what was it, Tuesday, that it's finally coming on Thursday, and it's going to be, like, we're going to deal with floods, high winds, we're going to lose power, everything you can expect from a hurricane,
When is that supposed to happen?
Yeah. Oh, it completely missed because our hurricane, one of our hurricanes, decided to just say, fuck that shit and go straight for Louisiana.
Oh, well.
Like literally did the biggest curve on Texas. Which is sad because my brothers live in Beaumont and they got told to evacuate. They came to Katy, got a hotel and everything, just for them to go back after um after nothing happened.
Nothing happened? So everything was cool at their house? Like nothing got thrown or like a tree fell or nothing like that?
No, we didn't get a drop of rain over here.
Oh. Oh. Well, good for you and very bad for Louisiana.
I mean, yeah, I
Uh,
feel
so-
bad for Louisiana because they still having hard troubles of like coming back from like Rita and Katrina and everything like that. All the other hurricanes that came and attacked them.
Yeah, man, living in the East Coast just sucks ass. Thankfully, nothing ever happened to me. I don't know what about you, Jared. You were also an NC.
Yeah, nothing. I just have ratings or whatnot. But for your little tree thing, I would die. It's luckily I haven't died, but technically hurricane been lacking because there's a tree right. If it fall down perfectly, it fall directly on me in my sleep.
Damn.
So you die
Dibs on your
quietly
stuff.
in your dreams.
But the tree never fell, so the hurricane been lacking.
So you'd either die happy in your dreams like nothing happened, or you'd be impaled by a branch, wake up to a horrible pain, and then die. So one of
Yes.
those two situations. Jared, you're living the life, man.
That is like
Damn.
literally living with a loaded gun next to you, next to your bed that just needs somebody to open the door in your sleep for it to go off.
My God, man. Poor little Jared. All right, boys. Since Jay and Mr. Capone over here are very quiet, I'm gonna get into the down and dirty with Token over here. Token, I want to know.
I'm here.
Yeah, I know you're here too.
Okay. Fun.
You can also
Like,
jump
I
in.
know
You can also jump in, Jared, like anytime. All right,
Okay.
Token, but I want to
But-
know, Token, what do you think about this
End up in now.
the what? Jump in
Can I
then.
jump in now?
Nah, you can take the real. I would just make sure.
Dumbass.
You want me to
Yes.
take the? Do you? Can I
Can't
say
even
something?
ask.
What do you want, Mishy?
Nothing. I just seeing if I could say something. I'm good,
Yeah,
though.
you could say something whenever you want. You finished eating?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Token. So
Can I say something
want. Shut the fuck up. I wanted to know what you thought about the
What about now?
fucking asshole, dude. This is awesome. I'm glad Mishi decided to talk right at this moment. It's awesome.
I thought it was fitting.
Yeah, shut up. So, Token, what do you think about the Blue Lives Matter stuff that's going on?
Fuck
Alright.
police.
Yes.
To be completely honest here,
Yes.
I don't get it.
All right. Elaborate.
Alright,
That's it. He just
is
forget it.
anybody else hearing about crazy stories about police getting randomly killed on the streets?
No.
Not nearly as much as black people.
No.
Right, so why are we saying Blue Lives Matter?
I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
Well, it's because there's this apparent movement called ACAB. I asked about it when in a party. I mean, in the what's it called? The Instagram chat.
Yeah.
And none of
Yeah.
you answered. Thank you. But I found
Well,
out
no, no
that
problem.
it was just a
Yeah,
quick
okay.
Google search. All cops
Okay.
are bastards. It's a, you need to ask and wait for us to answer you.
awesome. Thank you, Mishi. Thank you for just for throwing me
Well,
under
it's
the
not
bus there.
fuck you.
All right, so it's all cops are bastards, and so this movement is just
Good to
showing.
do that one.
They just want to show that that apparently all cops have this like racial profiling and stereotypical way that they do things, and
Hmm.
that's why the opposition, which is Blue Lives Matter, started, saying no, they don't. Uh, cops also die in blah blah blah, the workforce, and what else? Something about uh, I don't know, white people getting racial attacks and stuff
Yeah,
like
some
that.
stupid like that. Yeah.
So I don't agree with the what's it called, the ACAB, because that's not true at all. I know, like I told you guys, that I think that there are people who are bastards within that line of work, and there are quite a few, but that's not a good representation of like actual people who want to help out. Because I've met a good few cops that actually want to make a difference and help out other people. So it's not right to generalize all of them.
Well, we're not. The biggest issue about it is we can't be we can't be sure who's considered the good cops or bad cops until you get into that horrible situation.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So if that's the case, um, what do you do?
Yeah, it's like Chris Rock said it best. He said that like it would be like if a what do you call it? Like a or the pilot of a plane, if he said that like not all of our like some of our pilots like to land, but other pilots like to crash in the side of a mountain. Like in that, like for a pilot, you can't have a bad pilot. Like every pilot has to be good, and it's the same thing with cops. You can't have some of our we have some few bad eggs that like to shoot black people, but other ones really like to help people. Like you can't have it. You can't just have that. You know?
Yeah, and someone brought to my attention that more white people. There's like a statistic that's out there that more white people die, and obviously
Nah.
when you have a country that's 76% white,
Exactly.
then
Exactly. If you put it into perspective, black people die way more than white people.
like you have to
Yeah,
take into account the yes,
the actual numbers.
cops also shoot
Yeah,
white people, all right, and white people can die when they get shot by cops.
but there's a gunfight in that situation.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not
yeah.
getting gunned down like everybody else.
So
Yeah.
I put this in perspective. So 76% of people in the U.S. are white. So if you take into account the mental disorders and the drug addicts and all these people who have bad intentions, and you take into account the mental illness and blah blah blah, then more white people are going to have that, and then more white people are going to be put in situations where they're attacking cops, and that's why the statistic goes up, because when you attack a cop, the cop is going to you know do
Defend
what they're
themselves.
going to do. Yeah. So that's my take on why there's more deaths in white people, and it's not a racial thing, obviously, because white can kill white, and like there's nothing racial about that. So yeah, that's my point, and I'll be here all night. What do you guys think?
Well, you're right. It doesn't make sense. Like everybody's trying to. It's one of those. They're trying to find an excuse to why cops are doing whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first thing everybody want to throw is like, oh, they're just doing their job. They're like, okay, if they're doing their job, why is the first thing they do when they approach somebody is they got to reach for their gun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And well, they say like, well, they fear for their life. Like, why would they fear for their life? They're acting like they're showing up to a scene of Die Hard, where this person got a gun and everybody's got to show up, ready to start getting into a gunfight.
Yeah. Mm.
As far as this he's a what was it? They end up. I think who was it? I ended up hearing this here in Texas somehow. I think it was like a sheriff or some of the sort
Mm-hmm.
was got arrested while he was in uniform, told him who he was. They put him in handcuffs because they said they're not sure who he is,
Okay.
which makes no sense. And I think he was um like for like 10 minutes or so, something like that. He was in handcuffs over this.
All right.
And it was only because he was black. They kept saying like, no, that was
Oh, okay.
protocol.
All right. You didn't mention that part. I was wondering
Oh,
why.
sorry.
I
Sorry
was
to
wondering why
everybody.
you were
The guy,
saying that.
the officer that was in this is black,
All right. All right. There you go. Okay.
and yet this is how he got treated.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
could not, in any protocol, every officer has a badge number. It's a four-digit badge number. I think
Mm-hmm.
some five, depending on where you are. But that digit and their last name, you get that digit, you could pretty much get the info of just about any cop.
Yeah.
It's one of the requirements in case of what we deal with nowadays. If you dealing with a horrible cop, then yeah, you need to have his badge number and everything, so that when it comes down to court,
Hmm.
because cops always
Also,
say he say she say type of deal.
let me just back to the whole like when people say that like white people are also killed by the cops or more white people are killed by the cops. Like this I pulled up the statistics. So and there are 191 million white people in America, and there are 42 million black people in America. If you take 191 divided by the 42, there's 4.55 times the number of white people than black people. And in 2019, 370 white people were killed by the police. And if you divide that by 4.5, that's 82. If things were equal, then 82 black people should have been killed by the cops if you put it in their ratio and perspective. But 235 black people were killed by the cops. So if you take it into consideration, 2.87% or 2.87 times the number of black people were killed in 2019 than white people killed by the cops. So that whole argument is fucking stupid. And the shit that's going on lately is just fucking retarded.
They're just trying to find some excuse for it all.
Yeah.
They'll make an excuse for just about any reasoning for it. But
Yeah.
the rule behind it, just because, okay, what? So he shoot a black person, big deal. He was probably a drug dealer, or he was on drugs.
Yeah.
I still don't get why this level of racism is still
I don't know.
existing. Cause like if you go in other places in the world, like I'll give an example because it's straight from where I am. Latin America, right? So you got the native slaves, and that you've got the African slaves that were brought by the Spanish. So you've got these two types of slaves, and there was racism there, obviously, because the white Spanish were superior to the natives and the Africans. So everything goes evolving and blah blah blah. And nowadays, you see racism, but you see it so little that like it's not a problem. over here. It's not a problem of racism. You see someone coming down the street and you say, "Hey, negro," which means, "Hey, black," right? It doesn't translate well, right? But like
Yeah.
it racism isn't such a thing here that everyone's comfortable in their own skin. You know what I mean? No one gets insulted because of where they come from or how they look or what skin color they are. People get I guess people get more what's it called? What is it called? Profiled. People get more profiled when you're out of the country, when you come from some other country and you come to live here. That's a little problem. But that's xenophobia, I think. But apart from that, you don't see racism here. You just see everyone trying to get along. And I don't get how that hasn't translated to you guys over there yet. I mean, I grew up over there, and like, I don't see how someone would grow up to like see someone so different that you'd want to profile them or mock them or something like that. You know, I haven't. I don't understand.
That would be based off of your way of living.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how it is over in Latin America, but here in America, they've put a lot of things into just the right set of people decided to just use their powers to change certain things to keep the black Americans down by basically where we live. Like, we're allowed to live in these areas, but because we're living in the area, the prices for that area is real cheap.
All right.
Whereas families, and this is something that you can only see in the white community, where everything can get constantly handed put on being as a heritage downward, money wise. Like a father who owns the house is able to, continue living there for years, raise his family. The price for that house goes up.
Yeah,
And
I know what
going
you're
up.
saying, because if you like take it back a good while before that, when slavery was ending, white people already had a stake in land. They had their own stores. They had their own houses, properties and stuff like that.
Businesses, everything.
So when slavery ended, and all the African Americans were like, so where are we supposed to go now? So they take the only places that a white person didn't have a stake in, and that's where their community would grow. But that community was so, I guess, concentrated that there wasn't any room to grow as much as a white person, because they've already taken pretty much everything, and that would pass on to generations. So that's why you would see a white family living in this big house. It's because generations before that, they had property or storm management, like some sort of property that would keep them financially stable. So you'd have to go all the way back to see the roots, to see how modern day people now have what they have, and how others don't have what other people have. So it's very deep. I understand that part, but like I said, the other part where you grow up, I get it. It depends on family, but I don't understand how a family could teach their children to, like, not appreciate everyone for the way they are.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
like-
an
like-
aggressive
like, yeah.
way of teaching, basically.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
what if kinda like what you guys
think about
said.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one thing that you like to do. It could be basketball, sports, whatever. It could be math. You're told you're the best at it,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't matter who it is. Um, Everybody else, you're known to be that person. They're trying to continue that old lifestyle where, oh, this person is from that rich family. He gets everything from his family. His parents will pay for it. It is, it puts you on that pedestal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
yeah.
because you like being on that pedestal, you don't want to come down. And that's how they're teaching them. They're forcing them to understand you're better than this person. They never question why. If anybody who get questioned why, it's the dumbest reasoning of we're nothing but animals.
Hmm.
And they will just show the pretty much the negative side of blacks. The aggression, the anger. Won't show them why there's all that aggression and anger.
Yeah. I feel like we like as people we were doing great for a while, and it was, I guess, during the early 2010s, I think. A couple of you or might have been too little to remember that, Mishy and Jay. But I remember that when I was living around
Children.
here, around the around North Carolina, which is a South state. um, I remember that there was a lot more equality than there is now. Uh, because I was growing up in a community where there were Latinos, black, white, and we were all living in a very good neighborhood. So in my eyes and in my childhood, I saw everyone living the same. I guess because I hadn't gotten into the I guess worst part of town where the Latinos and blacks, that had less money were. But at where I saw a good bit of variety, and I'm guessing it's because of the Obama administration at the time. The recession happened in 2008, but then after that, you saw
Yeah.
people getting better, and then you saw these communities forming where there's diversity, and like it was all better. It was getting better, and then 2016 happened, and
Fuck yeah.
there was this divide because there's this guy talking about uh black people and Latinos and how they're basically the root of crime and stuff like that.
All
and I
evil.
and I feel
Yeah.
like that's where the divide started again after so many years of us getting better, and now we're here. I feel like that
Yeah.
was part of the problem that we have now. That year, 2016, that was the year of the divide in my head. I don't know how you guys saw it.
See,
No, no,
I think
you're right.
back in 20. See, I knew more than what I think most kids did because when 2010, I was that was when I was overseas in Saudi Arabia, and it's interesting because all the problems that America had back then and even now, it's it's not it's not the same thing, but the level of like this shit's fucked up is the same. Like here, the government's fucked up, and there the government is fucking. It's like not worse because you can't. I don't want to compare the the problems in each country, but
Mm-hmm.
shit is. It's like it's almost like the world is just fucked up as a whole. Like a lot of, and like at least in like a lot of the Middle East, like you have, for instance, you have like the police here, and the Black Lives Matter movement, and you have all the systemic racism and all that bullshit, and then in Saudi you have the government who's just robbing its own people and like bombing other countries because they have the means to. So I think like and back to what you said about how like when you're told that you're better than, or you're the best at something, or you're better than somebody else, you never question why you're better than them. You just accept it as a fact and continue going on with life. And the someone it has to stop somewhere. And if no one takes the time to realize why are we doing this, then it's never going to get better.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like the numbers are getting bigger when you think about people who are accepting diversity, and yet you still see all this opposition. You know, these two sides fighting each other, and I don't know when it's gonna stop. I feel like we are, as a generation, you know, we are accepting
Yeah.
more, but I don't understand how the numbers are still stable on the other side, where they're the ones on top and they're the ones that own everything. I don't get how that number's not shrinking down. That's a problem, obviously, and I don't know how it will
Yeah.
shrink. Maybe they have to die off. I don't know, but there's always gonna be someone in the crowd that's gonna scream, "Hey, that guy's different for so and so, so we should belittle him," or something like that. Jay and Jared, you have anything to say?
You guys are taking it right.
God.
Mishy over here fucking looking up statistic, doing math fucking shit.
Well,
Huh?
it's because they use that against you. People just bring up
I know what
numbers.
they do.
Yeah, people just bring up
I know
numbers
what
and they start saying, "Well, you know, you guys, this happens to you guys, but this happens to us as well. So you guys shouldn't be crying
Bad
about
cops
it."
fuck up for the good cops.
So like, I don't know, man. I know you guys are not within the other team, quote unquote, who just oppress people, but I'm guessing I know a few people like that, and I'm guessing you guys do, and it's our
Not
job
really.
to like just set the example. Not really, Jared?
Well, our president. Sorry, our president.
Well, the president, yeah, and
Our
He's just
lawyer
an
hopefully,
said.
example of what's the issue with the country.
I mean, it's a huge example because like he didn't even win the election, and he still got he's in office now.
No.
So
Electoral college. That
yeah,
all you have
Yeah,
to win.
electoral college is bullshit.
Fuck the people
Yeah.
vote. Fuck the popularity.
Yeah, it's
Electoral
like
college.
for the people, but like nah, your vote doesn't matter.
That's why
These 15 people decide.
That's why when they say, "Oh, every vote counts" and whatnot, not really.
Yeah.
well,
People say you can't
It's
have
just
an
based off
opinion.
your state.
You gotta vote, but you can't complain if you didn't vote. I'm like, why should I vote when like it's in the end not really up to me? My vote in the end will not make a difference.
hmm
yeah. And then this big top guy giving the example to the people who support him, not wearing a mask, not caring about, you know, what they're putting into their bodies, saying that this thing could repel the COVID, and then you see people putting it in themselves, and then they start getting sick
Dying.
and dying, and like, oh my God, this guy, I don't understand how that
You were on
happened.
the news and say, "Hey, you can drink bleach or Lysol, it'll kill it."
It was a disinfectant. He's like, disinfectants should be like a cure. We're looking into it. We're looking into disinfectants, but disinfectants you can't put in your body. Like that's poison to the body. So I don't get why he would say that on live TV. It's God.
He said whatever he wanted with ITV. The main point of why people was addicted to it because he wasn't affected by politics, so he could say whatever you want. But then you see what the saying whatever you want and not having knowledge of politics can get you.
All right, he needs to. The sad thing is, he does not understand what his voice actually means.
Mhm.
Because think about celebrities. When you find out about a celebrity is saying or even doing anything, that's mostly because we put, we the people put them in that pedestal,
Mhm.
on that pedestal where what they do doesn't just mean this is what they stand for.
What? But like, what are you trying to say? Like we're defending them or something when they're not supposed to be defended, something like that.
All right, how should I put it? Name an actor,
Kevin
actress
Spacey.
that y'all. All right.
You're so
What if
pissed off about the
Interesting.
classes, aren't
I
you?
was thinking of him the whole time.
what if Kevin let me think of a good example of this.
How about Ellen?
Pretty sure there's a
How about
bunch of
Ellen?
them.
That's happening right now. Ellen, who was the beloved
No.
talk show host.
I need
She
to
got kicked
point
off
out.
her own
What
show.
if what if she, all right, what if you find out Ellen started selling drugs?
Okay.
Well, how you feel about that? I'm not talking about like just some simple drugs. I'm talking about crime lord level drugs, like
Like
several
lace
pounds
crystal
of
meth.
yeah, like several pounds of this shit.
I feel
I
like
knew her happiness was
she was
from
like a
something.
two-face, like a two-faced person. She was just cheating us out with her show.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
But
Is that the answer you wanted?
no.
Is that-
All right. Now picture your neighbor. What if you find out he was an actual drug lord?
yeah, I see the difference, and it's fucked up. Like,
Oh, okay,
we
okay,
value
okay.
those people,
Mhm.
like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, but if you don't want to live next to a drug lord, but it's fine if like your favorite actor is like laced on crystal meth every night.
Okay.
Like I grew up watching the Cosby Show. I love the
Uh,
Cosby Show, but as soon as they pointed out that hey, this motherfucker was drugging women, they want to cancel the show itself.
Mhm.
Like the show was actually based off of what he did to women.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't. The
I've never
Cosby
seen
Show
it.
was one of those shows that a lot of black kids grew up. This is what we learned to don't hate white people,
Mhm.
but to try to come up and be better people ourselves.
Okay.
Who was it? Mr. The Cosby Show. You got two parents, both of them are doctors, raising children, and these children are what you can expect any other children to be. You know,
Mhm.
they're not the perfect kids that white people want to flaunt that their kids are. You
Mhm.
don't get the best grades or anything. Not a single one of their kids followed in the steps of being a doctor.
Okay.
Some of them lied to go to like rock concerts. I know the son ended up uh, getting his ears pierced without his dad's knowing, and they got the same punishment as us pole kids got. The same threats and everything.
How about this token? When you guys found out that Cosby
Hmm.
did all this, how did you and your family react? Loving him, growing up loving this guy. How'd you guys react?
I mean, yeah, like I was disappointed
Mhm.
in the actor himself. And yeah, he needs to pay for his crimes.
But
I
while
just didn't
it
want
was
them
happening,
to.
did you have like a ray of hope that it might be a lie or something like that because of his status? Or did you believe it like as soon as it happened?
Well, how should I put it? It's one of those. If you would have put me on the jury, put me on the jury,
Mhm.
I would have loved to sit in that courthouse and find out all this evidence, see how all of this comes into play,
Yeah.
and pretty much try to make a judgment sense. Not as somebody, I'm not going to favor him as much. I just want to see what evidence you have against him. What defense he could point out that saying that, oh, this is not my stuff, or this didn't, this was not me,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much compare it. It's one of those, who can you catch slipping? Was the evidence really lacking? How should I put it? Pretty much like the R. Kelly piss test thing. Like piss case that was going on for years.
All right.
Like, oh, there was a tape. You would think the tape itself should be enough to convict this guy, but
Money and power, man.
it does not show R. Kelly's face
Okay.
at all. It didn't even show the girl's face.
All right.
All you know was
Just some random
somebody's.
bitch getting pissed on.
Yeah, it was just some random chick getting peed on camera.
It's gross. Okay.
Right.
Well,
So all you could think is, how is this supposed? How can you say this is him? Now, shows joked about it. We all joked about it because it's something that's in his past. It's the case have proved that it wasn't him and all that jazz. But we joke about it.
yeah. Well, now that you're talking about that in the status and how we take it, I'll give two cases, and then I want to hear what you guys think, and then we'll finish it up. All right.
All right.
So first case, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Bitch can go fuck herself.
Oh, Jared, fucking, don't get Jared started
I
on this
knew
shit.
he was
Oh
gonna
my
say that as
God.
soon as he said
Bitch can go
Amber's
on
name.
straight.
As soon as he said Amber, I was like, oh fuck.
Okay, so
Alright, so first off, okay.
Let Jared
Alright,
take
you-
this
yeah,
one.
now-
Go, go, go.
now
No,
you
go,
got
go,
me
go, go,
talking.
go.
Now you got me talking.
Yeah.
Okay. First
Start
off,
from the
I'll say this
beginning.
right now. Okay, when she was a bitch.
no.
Um,
All right.
I never
No, like,
believed.
what were
first
their
off,
relations? Who were they?
Yeah.
Who were they? Fucking okay. So, fucking. I'm not gonna give all that shit, but like, when I first heard the news,
Mhm.
I didn't believe it at all.
Okay.
I didn't think didn't think Johnny Depp actually did that because I love Johnny Depp. I don't think he would
There
be
you
that type
go.
of
There
guy.
you go. That's the thing, though.
See that pedestal? You see what I
But
mean about the
That's what we
pedestal?
were talking about, Jared.
But here's the thing, though. I truly believe he didn't do it. If it actually came up and been like, fucking hell. But
But
like,
what
I
if you
truly
found out
believe.
he actually did do it?
Well, we're not fucking here. We're talking about the cunt slut
No,
whore.
no. Be honest. What if you found out that he actually did do it?
He would be a bad person, but I would still love his movies.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Don't get me
That's
wrong.
what I'm
I
saying.
never consider an actor and whatever show or movie they was
Like the
put in
correlation now,
should
yeah.
it should have any correlation.
But I wouldn't like it. I would be sad. But anyways, she came out. I didn't believe it. I thought I truly believe she was lying because Johnny Depp doesn't seem like that person. Never acted like that person.
Mhm.
And then you had Johnny Depp's fucking ex-girlfriends and wives, all that, say how he never abused them, never hit them, never done anything. He may have got mad and like threw something against the wall, but he
Mhm.
never
Yeah,
put
yeah.
his hand on them. And then like a guy was just going, just if he never done it before, he ain't just stop slapping bitches fucking the next year or some shit. So like it's just like more and more shit kept stacking up against it. I just kept saying it like, oh yes, all you fucking bitches who thought Amber Heard was right was saying cancel Johnny Depp, got him fired from Pirates of the Caribbean,
Well-
and lose all his fucking
All right,
deals.
let me defend these ladies. Hold on, let me defend these ladies.
All right, so
These are the ladies that are used to hearing that men take advantage of them. I mean, be honest, people. How many times have anybody heard of any form of case of a woman taking advantage of a man?
I don't see a guy have an issue with that.
I mean, it does tend to happen more than we think, but no, it's not as
It doesn't come up because
It does, yeah.
it's
See,
a man thing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, mainly how I have in the mindset, even though I'm more on Johnny Depp's side, I really I can't officially give an opinion until I at least hear or read the facts. So, all the girls just heard what Amber said. they never got any facts. It just took by the mouth and they believed it. But that's not how you do things. You don't just go and try to cancel someone because someone said, "Oh, he did this," without actually providing evidence.
Well, around
Which
the time she did it,
celebrities already.
around the time she did it, I think she took advantage because the Me Too movement was happening and was starting up. So, she started posting pictures of her with a black eye or something like that, and
Yes,
that's how
and
people
you
believed
think-
her.
Yes, but then you can also look like a day before and a day after the picture. She doesn't have the black eye.
Well, I wasn't digging that far in, but yeah, all right, I guess so.
No, I never dug that far in, but that's what that would use against her in court.
Oh, all
That
right, all
the
right,
day before and the day after, she didn't have a black eye,
okay.
and so like just believe the mouth, and then you didn't wait for the facts, and then all just immediately I pop immediately because he was a guy who did something wrong. I mean, millions of people jumped to cancel him, and he lost all the videos, and no one wanted. They were finna blacklist him until it finally came out, and now he got fired from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And
That's his
they were
fucking
telling
movie.
they were telling J.K. Rowling to take him out of the
Yeah,
new
no
Harry
one
Potter
wanted to
movies
cast
he
him.
was in.
Yeah, no one wanted to cast him. J.K. Rowling listened to what he said and whatnot, and she believed him. She didn't believe he did that, so she believed him, and that's been shot. But like, fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, I love it. The story had no fucking clue what going on. Just seeing fucking want to watch Johnny Depp be a pirate. That's my main fucking thing. Fucking
Alright,
love
awesome.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, that's
I
great.
did know what the story going on.
Well,
But, like,
the
Some movies and what make is make the movie great is him being there.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, but that's
You
like
can't
that's a bit biased. When you
you
go
can't
into
have
the
Pirates of the
case.
Caribbean without Jack Sparrow. And you can't have another Jack Sparrow without Johnny Depp.
Yes, Jared, but like, oh god, how can I put this? So I was when the story came out, I was more on Johnny Depp's side as well, but because of stuff that happened, like the what's it called, the Kevin Spacey thing. All right, I was still skeptical and open-minded enough to let this play out.
I let it played out.
No, but you're saying, since the beginning you're like, oh, that fucking bitch. I don't think Johnny Depp did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was at the same. I wasn't as high up as you in that line of thought, but I was still skeptical, thinking that maybe let this play out to see how it actually happened. But yes, I also had that thing in my head about the pedestal and saying, man, I love Johnny Depp. I don't think he'd actually do this because of the type of person he is. This is the type of guy that would go to the hospitals dressed as Jack Sparrow, and
Exactly.
yeah. That's my train of thought. But I still let it play out, and then it was revealed that she faked all that stuff and she just wanted to get attention.
To a lion horn.
And then it backfired. So now she got fired from a couple of things that she was in.
Oh yeah, fucking
Yeah,
Aquaman not gonna have it. I can finally walk Aquaman out. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah,
Thank God.
it's, little did you guys know, there's nobody in this world that Jared hates more than Amber Heard, and nobody that he loves more than Johnny Depp. Like he literally told me that if it came down to it, he would do anything that Johnny Depp told him to do. So you take that as you will.
Exactly that.
You said something worse,
I
but I'm
just
not gonna
said
say
I'll
that.
suck his dick. That was
Okay, yeah,
different.
I said, would you ever suck dick? And he was like, no. And I was like, what if it was Johnny Depp? And he's like, that's not even a question, of course.
No hesitation. Why wouldn't you take that chance? What
Johnny
the fuck?
Depp would really love to hear that, bro.
Yeah, I bet he'd be fucking thrilled.
He's like, I'm happy to have you as a fan.
All right, and then moving on from that case, because I'm glad she got, what she deserved. The last thing that I want to talk about was about a dead celebrity, which is Michael Jackson. And
him touching little kids.
He died obviously, so he can't defend himself.
Nah.
But there's still this
He never did
controversy
that shit.
that he was this pedophile that I don't know, man. I watched the documentary about these kids that were in his so-called, uh,
Did
ring
you?
of pedophilia, and like it's the details they give. It's very uh
I feel like
Did you
that.
guys watch?
I feel like that's just somebody
Did you
like
watch?
is setting them up.
Did you guys watch the Dave Chappelle thing when he talked about this? You guys remember
No.
that or no? When
I
he was
do. I
like,
remember.
he said, basically, just to sum it up, he said, you know, he doesn't agree. He doesn't think Michael did it, and he's like, I think that Michael was just trying to impress them kids. Like, remember how he was like, he had that fucking monkey. I forget what like
Yeah, it
the
was a
purpose
monkey.
of it was.
Just
Yeah,
wanted
it
a
was like
monkey.
this monkey that he would go around, and he was like, I just think Michael was trying to impress them kids. He didn't want to fuck them. He was just like, oh, that's disgusting. But I think, cause like, even to this day, his daughter, right? He has a daughter, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he has a daughter, and I don't know. I think that, I mean, I guess regardless, like, I don't think he did it, but regardless if he did it or not, I think like people, I don't know, like people are slandering her for like that type of shit, and I mean, do you guys think he did it? First off.
No,
I'm more on the
I
no
don't know.
side, but like I said, I'm still skeptical.
I
But
have no
Jay.
clue. I have no clue, but I don't see why he would. But I have no evidence to prove
Well,
he is totally
in the
innocent.
documentary,
I
they
like to
said that
believe he wouldn't.
they said that he would
Yeah.
because of his childhood, so that was one of their
Oh
arguments. He didn't have
But
the
but
best
it was only
childhood.
because
We all
he
had
didn't
rough
have much of a
childhoods. We
good
don't turn out
childhood.
like that. Like, a very few number of people who have childhoods like that turn out to be like that. I mean, shit. If every person that had a fucked up childhood like that turned out to be what they said Michael was, man, fucking the world would be in anarchy.
Yeah, but
I
we're
was about to
not.
say she didn't. They wouldn't be childhood stars.
We're not.
Exactly.
We're not at the point of fucked up where we change our complete face and the way we look because of what happened in our childhood. You know, his dad called him
Yeah.
Big Nose, and that's what
That
caused him
happened
to do
because he
that.
got burned at a Pepsi thing, Pepsi concert.
Yeah, but the nose, and the cheekbones, and what else was it? I think it was. I don't know if it was his forehead, but like the nose thing, he changed his nose and he had trouble breathing because he cut off, that little part of his nose and had the surgery because his dad always called him Big Nose and made fun of him for having a big black man's nose. And that's why he had that surgery. So he was
Honestly,
a
I
little
feel
messed
like
up.
that's something that stuff like that is because of, like thanks to his dad, saying stuff like that.
Mhm.
He's had trauma over how he looked.
Yeah.
It's no different than if your dad literally for every day, like literally, you guys hold your dads to a high standing. You may not say it right now, but that's only because you're not gonna, actually admit it.
Mhm.
That every one of y'all wanted to be at least grow up to be at least equal or better than your dad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
okay.
I did
So,
no
what if
way.
your
Hey, Jared,
dad-
hit him with your story,
goddammit.
Jared. Hit
Y'all
him,
know
hit him with it.
different story. Deal with it.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad Jay talked a lot.
But the whole point.
Yeah, Jay
I said,
talked a whole lot.
point.
Fuck you.
Gonna get him to shut the fuck up.
On
The
God.
whole point was, if your dad literally belittled you
Mhm.
on how you look for years, wouldn't you want to change it?
I guess so, man. I can't really say so because that's a psychological thing, and I wasn't insulted like that, by my dad of all people. Well, wow. All right. Well, we started very slow, but like I'm glad we picked it up there at the end. And then
Yeah.
Jay, thanks for talking. That was great.
Yeah, Jay just stays a little nervous. It's all good though. We still love him.
Hopefully for
If
the
you want me
next
to
time.
talk, you just spoke about Amber Heard a lot sooner.
Yeah, dude, you saw how the thing changed? Like, we're talking about
Yeah,
the Black Lives Matter movement. Me, you, and Token we're the only ones talking. You immediately bring up Amber Heard, and he just like the inner demon came
yeah.
out, and he fucking he felt for
He's
it.
like, I got some shit to say. And he's like, I hope she hears this too. I hope she
Yeah,
hears.
fuck that
Uh,
bitch.
well,
I'll say it to your face. Fuck her.
I'm glad it picked up, and I hope we can do this again with a lighter subject because it was fucking
Hopefully it can start
2020. And we talked for an hour and 10 minutes. Oh my god. All right, so we'll just wrap it up. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to leave this on Twitch so anyone can watch it at any time. And then I think I'll put it up on YouTube as well, just to, for the hell of it. So thanks to all of you for joining me, and Jay especially. And I hope you have a
Yeah, it
good
was a
night.
pleasure. Good shit, Jay.
Awesome, bro. We all love you. Okay, well, that's his goodbye. See you later, everyone.
Ah!
Bye.